Today I'm putting on my instructor hat and I'm going to show you how seller financing works for the seller. This is coming from the point of view that you and I are buying houses and then we're selling them with seller financing. I'm going to show you how it works out for us, the investors, okay? So in this video, I'm going to run through some numbers. Please excuse, I'm not an artist, but I'm going to do the best I can over here. And I'm going to show you how a typical deal works. Just middle of the road deal. It's not a home run. It's not slim. It's just an average deal. And the reason I know all this stuff is, my name's Mitch Stephen. I'm the author of 3 books, My Life in 1,000 Houses series. And I've been buying and selling houses for over 2 decades. And I've been seller financing about 65 to 75% of them over my entire career. So, I may not know everything in the world, but I know a little bit about that. All right, so let's go over the numbers. Now, in a previous video, we had used a rent formula where we backed into a rent. The rent was $1,500. We needed to know what we could sell the house for. And we established through that rent formula that we could sell that house for $165,000. So based on a $1,500 rent, we established that we could sell the house for $165,000. This is important because before you can start to even remotely negotiate on what you want to buy a house for, you got to know what you can sell it for. So you might want to go back and watch that video where I back into the rents to establish the OFV, or the owner financed value. So here we are. We can sell this house for $165,000. I really like to buy houses in such a fashion that when I finish selling those houses, I'm owed twice what I have in it. So let's assume that's the case here, because I do this a lot. Since I can sell this house for $165,000, I negotiated and I can buy this house for $82,500. There's a lot of reasons why people will sell their houses at this kind of discount. We won't go into that minutia now, but as of right now in the conversation, I've got the house under contract for $82,500. Now, I always borrow $2,000 over my acquisition cost because it cost me about $2,000 to get myself in a position to be able to talk to this person to buy their house. So I need to get my $2,000 back. If I leave $2,000 worth of advertising money in 100 houses a year, that's $200,000 I've left laying around that year. If I do it 5 years in a row, then I've left $1 million laying around in advertising. So I like to not do that. I like to get my advertising. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my private lender, who, by the way, doesn't argue with me about borrowing this $2,000. Your traditional bank would jump up and down and cancel your loan application because of this. But my private lender is going to loan me $84,500. He's going to loan that to me at 10% for 20 years. And my payment is going to be $910. That's the acquisition side. I now own the house, and I'm now making these payments to my private lender. So now we're going to go to the sales side. I'm going to sell this house for $165,000, and I'm going to get $16,500 or 10% down, and I do all the time. And so $165,000 minus $16,500 cash down payment, that equals $148,500 that I'm going to carry for my buyer, and I'm going to carry this at 10% for 20 years. And their payment to me is going to be $1,435. So this is what I have going out, and this is what I have coming in. So I've cleared myself a $535 a month positive cash flow. You see that? I've cleared myself $525. How I like to look at it is, and this is important to note, how much money, when I bought this house, how much of my money out of my pocket do I have in this house? Zero. I borrowed it all from a private lender. Not only did I borrow what it took to buy it, I also borrowed my advertising expense. And it's right there. So when I collect a $16,500 down payment, that's my money. It goes in this pocket right here. It's what I pay my bills with, what I pay my car payment, my house payment, my utility bills, what I buy groceries with. Okay? So that's my money. And how I like to look at it is this. I got paid $16,500 to create of $525 a month positive cash flow that's going to go on for 20 years. So the story gets a little more interesting here. You take 525 times 20 years or 240 months, it comes up to $126,000. That's what I'm owed in the future. If you add this 16.5 plus the 126,000, it comes out to 142.5. I got kind of sloppy there. It comes out to the total profit on this house, potential profit, is $142,500 on a house that I bought for $82,500 and borrowed $84,500 on. Okay? So when I tell you, or if you've heard in the past, or you hear my podcast, or you hear me someplace in statements, say that I'm a multi-millionaire, it's because every time I do one of these houses, I'm making like $142,000, 126 of it, which is owed to me in the future in the form of monthly payments. But I've done this thousands of times in a row. There's hundreds of people that owe me these balances, and if they don't pay me, then I'm going to collect their house back and sell it to someone else. So that's why this business is so lucrative. That's why I'm excited about this business. And what I love most about it is I don't get calls for tenants and toilets because I'm the bank. And that's what I want you to be, is the bank. So if you had fun looking at this case study and these numbers, there's more to come. Please hit the subscribe button. And if you'll do me a big favor and hit that like, and if there's any love you things there, just pound on that for a while. Okay? But at least the likes and the subscribes. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you in the next episode.